officials. Down there at the finish line end of the track, we've got Mike Utzborn out of the state of Ohio. He's going to be our finish line flagman. And then at the starting line area, we've got Mark Lowe down there. And those will be the judge and the jury on our track here tonight as we get things ready to roll here. Now, also on the track tonight, we've got Christy Asher as well as John Mears. Those are our competition directors down there, and we'll set our sleds and make sure everything else is ready to go down there as well. So, fans, looks like we've got our first tractor rolling out here tonight. Are you fans ready to go here tonight? Are you ready to go pulling? Let's hear ya. All right, we've got an excellent class of light pro stocks coming at you here tonight, 8,500 pounds. Now, fans, that will be something that you might not be used to, because when you go to a stock car race, you go to a drag race, you want to be as light as possible. Well, in the sport of tractor and truck pulling, you want to be as heavy as possible. We have a maximum weight rule, so 8,500 pounds, and you cannot weigh more than 8,500 pounds. Now, for those fans that might be joining us here for the first time, the object of our sport is to see who can pull that red General Tire sled the furthest distance. Obviously, the one that does that will be our winner here tonight. So pretty simple, but when you're pulling that 50 to 60,000 pound sled behind you, it can be pretty difficult. So get things rolling here tonight with our 8,500 pound light pro stock tractors. Now, these tractors run what is called on our Silver Series, which is kind of like a regional circuit underneath our Champions Tour, which the Champions Tour go all over the United States, where the Silver Series will go more or less just regional. They'll stay like around the Midwest area. So we'll get things rolling here tonight with our first tractor on the starting line here. Looks like going to be the fast forward Matt Smith out of Chambersburg, Pennsylvania, with his Ford machine. Do we got any Ford fans out there tonight? Where's our Ford fans? All right, looks like we got Mr. Smith ready to go here, the fast forward. Now, this is the defending winner here in Goshen. He did the trick 1 year ago. Now, he's going to be our test puller, fans. We'll talk about that in just a second as we get ready to roll here tonight. Fast forward. Oh, had the power going down, fans. And just like that, kind of ran out of power. Snuffed her out just a little bit. Let's give him a nice round of applause here. Matt Smith out of Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. Now, Chambersburg, just about south of the Harrisburg, the capital of Pennsylvania. And we've got a trio of the blue ones that'll be on hand here tonight, running in our light pro stock class here tonight, out of the Keystone State of Pennsylvania. Now, fans, in pulling, we measure with a laser. We got the laser crew set up at the end of the track, and we will shoot the laser off the sled at the starting line as well as at the finish line, and we will measure up to 1/100th of a foot. Now, we can go up to 1,000th if we do need to, but normally we're allowed in this class, and they will run a 20-inch drawbar, which most of your tractor classes run as well, so can't go higher than that 20 inches on the drawbar. So it looks like next up in our class, we're going to have Matt Meadows out of Tollsboro, Kentucky, with his international he calls Too Relentless. Now, big pull last weekend down in his hometown there in Tollsboro, Wisconsin. Had a big Silver Series event down there. And we've got a tractor in this field that swept last weekend's event down there in Tollsboro. So Matt Meadows on the start line here with his Case International 7220. Now, this guy about southeast of the Cincinnati area, Tollsboro, Kentucky, is where it is located. Let's see what he's got for us here tonight. The good-looking ride he calls Too Relentless out of Kentucky. Oh, our track in Goshen is being tough on him here tonight, fans. Let's give him a nice round of applause here for Matt Meadows with the Too Relentless. Once again, tractor number 2, and we have snuffed it out here once again. I do believe going to be short of that 348.14, where our current leader holds the way here. 348.14. Now, fans, remember, in the sport of pulling, we'll measure to the front of the sled. It's not actually the pulling vehicle that we measure to. It's to the front of that weight transfer machine. So we'll get that distance in here from our laser crew at 306 and 85. 306.85, the distance here for Matt Meadows and the 2 Relentless out of the state of Kentucky. So it looks like in our class here tonight. All right, fans, so it looks like early on in this class, the competitors kind of favor in the middle part of the track here. Now, each and every competitor has that option where they want to start from. You can put that sled anywhere you want between those white lines down there. You'll notice as the sled pulls away, there's an orange cone behind the sled. And they will move that from side to side here. And usually you'll see that quite a bit in some of the other classes, the higher wheel speed classes, that really start to tear that starting line area up quite a bit. So they will move that sled over from white line to white line, trying to find the best possible place to go. Now, years ago, the front stretch here at Goshen, they used to have more of a slope to it. You would kind of start up over on that right-hand corner and let it drift down to the bottom side or the left-hand side of the track. All right, here we go, fans. Next up, faster yet, another Ford. And you can see, fans, right when they get that weight on them, they are snuffing them in a hurry here. Let's give them a nice round of applause here. Mark Smith. The faster yet Ford, 8,700. And looks like going to be a little bit shy of taking over that number 1 spot here. Once again, 348.14 is our high water mark here in the light pro stock class. So yeah, definitely testing the equipment here tonight in our light pro stock class as we get a distance of 333 and 07, 333.07, the distance here for Mark Smith and his faster yet Ford. Now, we do have another blue one sitting back there. I believe he drew at the bottom of the field here. Yes, we will have Matt Smith going to be driving the black and blue here tonight. So Matt doing double duty. First hook in the class, and we'll take over the last vehicle in the class as well, driving the black and blue ride here to beat here in our light pro stock class. So Mike Eccles out of Murray, Iowa gets ready to go to work here tonight. Now he's moved that sled over just a little bit. We saw the last couple of competitors kind of work in that middle part of the track. He's moved it a little bit right of center as he tries to find the best possible place to start from out there. Now you'll notice, going to try backing it in again, wasn't lined up square. You got to make sure you're lined up nice and square to the front of that sled. You get off a little bit left or a little bit right. When you get that chain tight, that sled will actually pull you in that direction. And we're talking the sport of inches. Every little bit counts out there. So we've got to make sure all those little details are taken care of as we get ready to go here with Mike Eccles and his Shag Nasty machine out of the Hawkeye state of Iowa. So he'll get the slack out of the chain. No jerk starts in pulling, fans. You must start with a tight hitch. We'll hook up our primary chain as well as our secondary chain. We also have a kill switch hooked up. If the vehicle were to become unhooked from the sled, that kill switch will kill the air to the engine and shut it off in its paces. All right, where's our red fans? Where's our international fans tonight? Oh, what do you think, Red fans? Did he do it here tonight? Had to go better than 348.14. 348.14. This is going to be close. Will the streak continue or will be stopped here tonight? We'll find out here real quick as we'll get the call in here from the laser. An excellent run here for Mike Eccles and the Shag Nasty. Now, that was one of the first tractors that we actually did see spin out there at the end of the track. Actually had the gear just about perfect out there and dug those big 24.5-inch wide rear tires into the ground, spinning out here on our Goshen track here tonight. Now, the Goshen track's pretty interesting because, you know, when it comes time for tractor pull time, they will scrape that track off and they actually will bring in a little bit of clay. And you'll see what they scraped off that track down at the turn 1 of the racetrack down here. Oh, fans, this was close. 344 bad binder. All right, he's got to go better than 348.14 to take the lead here tonight. Oh, you saw those red lights come on. You knew he meant business here tonight, fans. Let's give him a nice round of applause here. Adam Lunau. Going to be knocking on the top three territory here. We're kind of at a little bit of an angle here towards the end of the track. Going to be awful hard to see here, but once again, 348.14 is our lead distance. 344 and change number 2. And looks like going to be 320.81. So a little bit short here tonight, fans. 320.81 for the one bad binder. Nonetheless, fans, let's give him a nice round of applause. The tractor from Indiana here tonight, 320.81 as we are down to 1. As it's going to be a blue one. Going to take the win here tonight. Just a matter of which one it's going to be. Now, Matt Smith driving both of these tractors here tonight. He'll drive the Shane Scott machine. This will be the New Holland. So once again, the mark to beat here, 348.14. Matt Smith with the fast forward Ford leads the way. The black and blue, our final tractor here in the class. Red fans coming up a little bit short here tonight in our light pro stock class. Don't fret, though. We do have some red ones a little bit later on in our unlimited super stocks, which will be coming up, I believe, class number 3 here tonight. All right, here we go, fans. Final tractor in the class, the black and blue out of Pennsylvania. Oh, kind of drifted off to that right-hand side of the track. Had to be pretty careful out there. Didn't want to touch that white line we talked about earlier. But nonetheless, going to finish out the class here tonight, fans. Let's give him a nice round of applause here. Matt Smith. And let's see where this tractor will end up here in our final rundown here for the Light Pro Stock machines here tonight. As this will officially conclude our class here tonight. Matt Smith going to be a winner, and I do believe I'm the fast forward tractor here tonight, as the black and blue going to come up a little bit short here. Yes, 325.40, 325.40 for the black and blue machine out of Pennsylvania. So we'll get our top 5 finishers here in our light pro stock class, as we'll get things ready to go for our next class of competition, which will be our super stock diesel trucks. Now, fans, we do invite you to head on out to the main concourse there, right behind the main grandstands, and check out the official Pro Pulling League souvenir stand. All kinds of brand new apparel here for 2024. If you haven't got it yet, just make sure you do so, because that stuff will go pretty quick here over the next couple days. And while you're out there, you can also check out the Coltrane Energy folks are out there. And they do offer the samples of their energy drink, the Coltrane. I know Ryan was on hand here today, out right next to the Pro Pulling League novelty stand out there. So make sure you do check out the folks from Coltrane. All kinds of new flavors they have on hand. So we'll get that weight transfer machine all set here for our next class. As you'll notice here tonight, we ran in our light pro stock class. We ran about 35 or so thousand pounds in the sled. We will change that up here for our super stock diesel truck class. Well, fans, our top 5 finishers here tonight, finishing up in the number 5 spot, was Adam Lunau with the one bad binder. Number 4 tonight.
You gonna come with me for some Christmas vacation? Is that where you were coming? He don't even have Christmas vacation. That's before his time. No way. My kids are 15 and 11. I'm making quoted. I think during the holiday season, I think that they would watch it every day.
Currently sitting in the number 8 spot. Now, they had some drivetrain issues at the last event. We were a couple weeks ago. We were over in Joliet, Illinois, just south of Chicago. And this truck right off the start line had some issues in the drive line, and was lucky it happened right at the starting line, because it would have really torn some stuff up. a little bit further down the track. All right, here we go, fans. The crosswired going to get us rolling here tonight. Brady Ingram out of Illinois.
That's you, the tall one. You, this way. Yep. We got a run coming at us. So probably after this run, they'll do a replay and then they'll come to us. Everybody's going to look at me when we start.
All right, fans. Well, I was kind of curious where he was going to run down that track, but he ran it right down that left-hand chalk line here tonight as excess fuel burns off there at the end of his run. Fans, let's give him a nice round of applause. Now, remember, he is the test puller, so he will have that option whether to take or turn. All right, so the Ford on the start line here, John Manns. That's in eastern Pennsylvania, just west of Philadelphia. It's a little bit of a tow to get here to Goshen, Indiana here tonight for the 1976 Ford. He picked up a big win just about a month ago, Osceola, Iowa. Let's see if he can put another one in his back pocket here tonight. Got to go better than 300.31, fans. What do you think, Ford fans? All right, going to burn in just about that same spot we saw the crosswired go. So the Crazy X out of Pennsylvania. Now, attention in the pit area, light pro stock competitors. Light pro stocks, we do have your checks up here on the stage. So for all the classes that are running here tonight, at the conclusion of your class, they will have your checks available up here on the stage. So those will be ready to go here as we'll get the distance in here for John Manns with that Ford product. 3:06.26, fans. We got a new leader. F-O-R-D. Ford takes the number one spot here in Goshen, Indiana. So 3:06 and change will now be the new mark here as we see our finish line flagman, Mike Etzborn. He'll move that leader marker down there over here on the left-hand side of the track. Now that will signify where the lead distance is in the class. So good run here for John Manns early in this super stock diesel truck class. Now you noticed on John's run that down that left-hand side of the track, fans, he waited, then he felt it hook up, and away he went with that big power as he made his way down the track here tonight. And that's how they'll drive him, Minneapolis here in the class. So early on here in 2024, currently sitting in the number 5 spot here. New body on this truck. Replaced the old Dodge used to have on there. He calls it the Caretaker. This guy was also a big winner down at the championship tractor pull down in Louisville, Kentucky, as he is fortunate enough to win the farm show pull back in 2019 for his class. All right, Chase Eller, the Caretaker Dodge, Lafayette, Tennessee, once again, 3:06.26. That is the mark to beat. He moved that sled a little bit closer to the middle part of the track here. Kind of working off that sideline a little bit. Oh, the decision maker says, not tonight, fans. Let's give him a nice round of applause, Chase Eller. Now, the big thing to watch, we talked about how they apply all that horsepower. You wait too awful long, fans, and that sled will be on you before you know it. So that's one thing you always got to watch here. You're trying to get that vehicle to hook into the track, but in the meantime, that weight box is making its way up the rails, and it's here for one thing and one thing only, and that is to stop you. So Chase Eller looked like, he's going to come up a little bit short here. 299.35, fans, 299.35. So the Ford stays on top here as Brad Ingram will be up next here, the Shy Diesel Dodge. Now, we saw his son, Brady, out a little bit earlier. He was the hired guy. All right, so we're going to get him hooked up to the track here, the Shy Diesel Dodge. 2009 Dodge 3500. This truck a four-time points champion here on the Pro Pulling League circuit. All right, going to move that sled a little bit back closer to that left-hand side. We saw the last truck move it out a little bit. Now, Shy Diesel Dodge, they move it back in here. All right, fans, what do you think? Did he take over that number one spot? We're going to find out. Actually, that looked like Ken doing the driving there. As he went by us here, it looked like Ken Crowder out of Attica, Indiana, doing the driving of the Shy Diesel Dodge here tonight, fans. Had to go better than 3:06.26 to take over that number one spot. 3:06.26. John Manns out of Pennsylvania leads the way here with that Ford. Oh, so close, fans. 3:07.54. We got a new leader. Right chalk line. Is he going to drift it out towards the middle part of the track? So it'll be very interesting to see where he has decided to go here tonight. And a lot of times, well, where you want to go and where that sled takes you are two different things. All right, here we go, fans. 3:07.54, the mark to beat the Shy Diesel Dodge. Kent Crowder, our current leader. All right, so it looks like kind of let it drift down a little bit off that right-hand chalk line here tonight for Keith Witt. It'll be interesting to see what the distance comes up here for the American Pride here tonight. Fans, let's give a nice round of applause here. The man out of the Show Me State of Missouri. Once again, had to go better than 3:07.54 to take over that number one spot. Again, our laser crew set up down there on the hill down at the end of the track there. 3:05.64, fans. 3:05.64. So right now we've got our top three within just 3 feet of each other out there. Number one, Ken Crowder with the Shy Diesel Dodge at 3. Indiana, just west of here, the Rock Hard Ram. As we talked about, 97 Dodge. Currently sitting the number 4 spot in points. Hasn't been able to crack the winner's circle here yet, but had a second place just a couple weeks ago over in Joliet, Illinois. So going to move that sled a little bit closer to the center part of the track here tonight with the Rock Hard Ram here out of Fairmont, Indiana. So once again, 3:07.54. 3:07.54, the high water mark here. Kent Crowder, our leader with the Shy Diesel Dodge. Let's see if Van Hazley can do it here tonight. Hazley Machine. Was rocking and rolling out there. Got a little bit of a hop there to the truck, the Rock Hard Ram. Kind of odd we didn't see his wife Patty down there at the end of the track. We usually see Patty down at the end of the track doing the videoing, but we see Patty down at the start line area down there, so it must be she's got the crew chief roles from a different spot here tonight, here in our super stock diesel truck class here tonight, fans. Let's give Van Hazley a nice round of applause. Fairmont, Indiana, with his 97 Dodge, the Rock Hard Ram. As he'll get a distance of 296.16. 296.16. So we'll be a little bit short here for the Rock Hard Ram of Van Hazley. So really starting to get his program back underway here for Van Hazley. Now last year was a tough year. So these competitors, they're out here searching, trying to find that best possible lane down this track here tonight. All right, slack out of the chain. Here we go. The cream of the crop, Justin Gearhart. 307.54. 307.54. That's what he's got to beat. Going to be close here. Cream of the crop, fans. Let's give him a nice round of applause, Justin Gearhart. Now, once in this class, only allowed diesel fuel, no nitrous, propane, alcohol allowed. Just pure old American diesel. So 307.54. I do believe going to be shy of that mark. But yes, they're going to stack them right up here one more time. 304.41, fans. 304.41 the distance here for Justin Gearhart. And looks like that'll put him right in line here, number 4 here tonight. So we got a 307, a 306, a 305, and a 304 for a little more than a couple years now. Of 2019, they put the new chassis underneath it. Really brought that truck to life, really getting the chassis set up here with this truck. All right, here we go, fans. Final truck in the class. Dodge leads the way. Chevrolet going to go after him here. 307.54. 307.54 is what he's got to beat. How about it, Chevrolet fans? Where are you tonight? Oh, how about it, Chevrolet? Yeah, this is going to be close, fans. 307.54 is the mark. And you saw how fast he got that truck locked into the track, fans. He was full throttle by about that 125, 150 foot mark here tonight. Got it locked in here. Had to go better than 307.54. He goes 3:13.67. Chevrolet gets it done tonight. So Eric Stacy saved the best for last as he picks up the big win here. The Smokin' Ya HD. Fans, let's give all our competitors a nice round of applause. What a great class. Came right down to the final truck. And Eric Stacy sitting down there, he was watching what everybody else did out there. All right, fans, so finishing up in the number 5 spot here in our Superstock Diesel Truck class, brought to you by ARP. Finishing up number 5 was Justin Gerhardt, the cream of the crop Dodge. 4th spot tonight will go to the American Pride and Keith Witt. Number 3 here tonight went to John Mans, the Crazy X Ford. In the 2nd spot was Ken Crowder.